Should, should be able to see you. Are you on the phone? Good. So just, when you're comfortable.
Okay.
And I'm going to pray before the session, if that suits you.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So we are praying to the Archangel Michael for a divine white light and the rose energy of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and all the members of the Grail and Jeshua, his divine love, protecting us and encouraging us and allowing us to see what really happened in Rose's past life. And we call upon any of the other masters that are of the light that are with us. And we call upon the keeper of the Akashic records, Archangel Metatron, to allow us to open the records for Rose's soul to go to where she needs to go. And I'm hearing this is a very special session, and you will be visiting one of your lives or one or more of your lives that you've lived before in another time, in another space, that will be related to this soul's information that it needs to know for today. It is July 25th, I believe, and 26th, sorry. And so I will begin, and I will ask you to look up at the ceiling and then take a deep breath and roll your eyes back down and hold another deep breath and then release. And as we enter this sacred meditation, we release all negative thought forms in any way. All worries and all cares are disappearing as you just float down as if you're floating on a cloud. And it's so easy and so graceful to go into a deeper state of hypnosis using guided meditation today. So take another deep breath, and we'll start at the top of the crown chakra. And if I bring in any guides or anything, is that okay for me to send them your energy throughout the session?
Yes.
For healing as well. So we just pray that Rose be undisturbed and I be undisturbed throughout the session, and that the session would be extremely blessed by Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and Jeshua. And just relax and let that white light enter the crown. And take another deep breath and release, and feel that flowing white light caressing your crown as Mary Magdalene is putting a little crown on you today. How sweet. And she's calling you her child. So there's roses all around your crown. And of course, that goes with your name. So that's perfect. And just let that feeling of the scent of roses fill the room. And fill your crown energy with the great light of the masters. And let that relax you. And let them be at your side. And let them soothe and comfort any woundedness as we go to a joyful day in one of your past lives. We'll be relaxing quite a long time before we get to a past life, so don't worry. And then just let that white light and the rose energy fill your room and fill your crown with a blessing and the information that you need to know to this sacred day. We're traveling back in time to a life you lived before. And take another deep breath and feel that white light caressing your third eye now. And you've been anointed in the third eye, and you are one of the anointed sisters of the rose to know and to see what spirit wants you to see, and let that white light enter and cleanse your chakra now. And then let it flow down, back up to your crown, and let it flow down the nape of the neck and down to the base of the neck where the neck meets the spine. And just take another deep breath in, release. Release all to love, for you're surrounded in love and you're connected to the cord of love. And now, just let that white light envelop your ears and come up from the base of the beginning of the spine to the neck and come up to your ears and gently caress your ears, hearing only pleasant things. If you should hear something that is unpleasant or see something that is unpleasant, we can look at it from the higher self. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. And continue to relax. Take another deep breath and feel the white light flowing into your eyebrows and your eyes, your nasal cavity, your mouth. And so let the words of my mouth be pleasing unto you, O Lord. And then let the neck be caressed and the throat chakra be opened. And feel free to speak about anything that you're experiencing in this past life. And know that it is in divine order. You will get more information than you can possibly speak, but you will be able to journal the rest of that later in the day. So stay connected to your higher self as we go deeper. Another deep breath and feel that gentle white light caressing your thymus and your breastbone and reaching out to each shoulder as if you're getting a spiritual massage from Jesus and Mary. And just let them lightly touch into you on either shoulder and just let go. Let go and let God. Let go and let a goddess heal and caress your shoulders, relaxing all tension and worry and fear as you let go of personal concerns for this session. Feeling so deeply relaxed and so wonderful in every way. Your breathing is easier and deeper and more regular. And that down into your arms and forearms and into your hands. The white light is flowing energetically and then back up into your forearms and your upper arms and into your neck and then down into your most sacred heart chakra, which we ignited the other day. So that let the divine love fill your heart and relax your heart. Take a deep breath. Relax your lungs and take another deep breath. And just feel the gentleness of the presence of God as we go deeper and deeper into the light. And the light is flowing into your solar plexus now, grounding you and healing you of any self-depreciating thoughts or any lack of self-esteem. You have the self-confidence to carry out your mission. And you know that the sun is gently caressing your belly button as if you were laying on a beach in perfect 70-degree or 72-degree sunshine. And just feel that sun, that solar plexus chakra, heating up with the warmth of the sun and the healing that you need at this time, the self-confidence to go on with your life and your calling. And then go on deeper and deeper, deeper, more relaxed, and just pretend as if you're laying on a beach and it's a nice sandy beach and the white light is gently flowing now into your sacral chakra, the 2 inches or an inch below your belly button, cleansing and clearing all, and just healing. The white light is healing any trauma there, any kind of disturbance as it flows gently into your hips, releasing any tension or arthritis, and flowing down into your root chakra and further on down to your legs, the thighs, the knees, the kneecaps, and into the lower legs, the calves, and the ankles. And the white light is flowing out your legs and your metatarsals and your tarsals and your heel and into the sand, and you wiggle your toes in the sand a little bit and feel the warmth of the sun as you relax gently, more so. And so now I want you to imagine that you're standing atop a heavy wooden staircase. And the staircase leads to the floor below. It's only 10 steps down, but we're going to follow this staircase down to 10 steps below, where you will find a magical place. So just continue to allow your breathing to be more intense, more completely relaxed, and the deep, heavy feeling is now flowing into from your feet up into your chakras, all the way up into your shoulders, and just let your shoulders relax. Your upper arms, your forearms, your hands, and your fingers. Just feel that heavy relaxation. And before we go down the staircase, I want you to imagine that you're looking up at a blue sky, a clear summer sky. And in the sky, a skywriting airplane is writing your first name in fluffy white cloud-like letters. See the name floating by, white, cloud-like in a blue sky. Now let the name just disappear for a while, and the winds blow your name away to the blue clouds. Forget about your name for the time being, and just go on listening. And now imagine that you're standing at the top of a heavy wooden staircase. Feel the carpet under your feet, so plush and smooth, and extend your hand out to touch the railing and feel the smooth, polished wood of the railing under your hand. You're standing just 10 steps from the floor below, and the stairs are curving smoothly down to the floor below. In a moment, we will find out what lies below and walk down the stairs, but with each step down, you'll allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into hypnosis and guided meditation. And by the time you reach the floor below, you'll be deeper than you have ever gone below before. Take a step down now and hold the railing with your right or left hand and feel the smooth carpeting under your feet. And now to 9 and to 8 and deeper still. And now to 7 and 6, and take a deep breath and deeper still. And 5, and take a deep breath, and 4, going deeper, and 3, going deeper, and 2, going deeper, and 1. And now you're standing on the floor below. It is a sandy type of beach. And way out in front, there is the door in front of you that reads, "Doorway to the Beach of Time." Reach out and open the door as a stream of golden sunlight pours through the open door. Walk through the door into the golden sunlight, but you're not going back just yet. Before you stretches a beach of gleaming white sand. Beyond the beach is an endless ocean of clear blue-green water. This is the beach of time and a never-ending sea of infinite life. You've been there many times before. Walk forward on your beach until you come to the place where the dry sand meets the wet sand near the water's edge. Perhaps it's an ocean, perhaps it's in a lake. It's a large body of water. Stand here a moment and absorb all the beautiful sights and sounds of this beautiful beach as the waves begin to roll in. Feel that cold water circling around your feet and going up a little higher as the wave crashes and brings that cool, refreshing feeling to your feet. It's so relaxing and so beautiful. Notice the nature around you and the sensations of just feeling so good The warm sun feels fun and good. Notice that you're completely enveloped in your positive white light field that protects you from the effects of negative external influence. Turn your head to the right and observe the door of the past. The door is open, and beyond the door, observe the silver fog bank that is currently blocking your view. In a few moments, you will go through that door and regress into a past life, or perhaps more than one past life, lives you lived before this current time. If any emergency should occur in the present that requires your immediate presence and awareness, your mind will immediately pull you from the regression back into the present time and into conscious awareness, and you can deal with the emergency situation. You will never experience any harmful or uncomfortable side effects from being pulled immediately back into your current time and awareness. And if I should, have any problem that needs my awareness, you'll be able to stay in your state of hypnosis while I temporarily leave. But if I were to permanently, just have an emergency, you can automatically bring yourself up by counting 1 to 5 and imagine that you're going up your staircase. So take another deep breath and be anxious and anxiously awaiting what you're going to find. You're going to find a very happy day in one of your past lives that's extremely important for you to know in this time and place. And I will signal my instructions by counting to 3 and saying go, but I'll give you a lot of time to look down at your feet and look around at your surroundings when I say that. So there is no real pressure to produce any kind of experience except your intention to go to one of your past lives that relates to anything at all that your soul wants you to know about. You will know by the counting and then my saying go that your mind will take a different place in time. During your trips in your past, I will ask you questions. When I ask you questions, I want you to answer out loud if you want, even though you may not be able to get everything in. You'll be experiencing many experiences, and I will try to lead you as best I can to those very important moments, those tactile moments, those colorful moments, those moments with others that you cherish. And if there is somebody that you feel in this life that you're very connected to by virtue of love, and you'd like to know if they were in your past life, you can set an intention now for that person to be known, if at all possible. And you will have a very successful regression and even better recall as you return to the present state of awareness and be able to journal it by typing it in Word or however you journal. And you will recall all of your regression experiences when you return, even if you can't express all of it through the session. Because it's a lot, you'll get like a download of images and people and that sort of thing. So mentally now say to yourself, I am ready to enter the past, and I want to enter the past. Now step through the door and walk into the fog bank. You sense that you're completely surrounded by the cool, refreshing, damp fog, and you're going through a kind of time tunnel. And at the moment, you can see nothing but the silver fog. And I'm going to count to 3. And when I do, you'll start moving backward in time in this time tunnel of gray fog. And you will feel the fog moving rapidly, indicating your movement back in time. 1, 2, and 3. Feel the fog moving rapidly past you as you go back in time. You can sense the shadowy images of people and events in the fog moving very far past you as you regress further and further into your older lifetimes. You are moving faster in your time tunnel, further and further back in time to one of your previous lives that you've lived before. When I count to 3 and then say go, you will be in a past lifetime where you were extremely happy. And it will be easy to locate this lifetime. 1, 2, and 3. The fog still surrounds you, but it's gently releasing, and the fog will now disappear. 1, 2, and 3. And the fog is gone, and you can see and experience by looking down at your feet and looking out at the horizon. And when you are ready, tell me where you think you are.
Israel.
Israel. And what are you wearing on your feet?
Sandals.
Oh,
Wearing
and
sandals. And
pardon me?
I'm a child.
Your child, bless you. And what is happening, and what do you see in front of you?
Yes.
Jeshua. How beautiful. Oh, oh, look at me. Oh, I'm getting a huge download of this love. Is that what you're getting? What's happening, sweetheart?
Yes. Yes. Grandfather, I miss you so much. Just tell me, I'm with you. I'm with you. My angel.
I'm with you.
Yes.
What's happening to him?
Oh, he's holding me. I'm sitting next to him. He's reading stories to me, telling me stories.
Sweet.
You're playing. He's playing with me. Yeah.
Are you two alone or at
Yes.
somebody's house?
We are sitting by a tree.
Sitting by a tree.
Oh,
Oh, how sweet.
tree.
How about how old do you think you are?
I'm 6, 7 years old.
6 or 7. And are you male or female?
I'm a male. Male.
And he's reading stories.
Yes.
Tell me about the kind of stories he's telling. He was a great storyteller.
Yes. He's telling me, saying he's showing me secrets.
Showing you secrets, really.
Secrets of the crystalline light. Secrets showing me, teaching me.
What is the crystalline light?
Highest vibrating light of the universe.
Is he showing you how to heal?
Yes.
What do his
Showing
hands
me
like?
it's the palm of the hand.
I was thinking I was getting the palm of the hand.
hand.
I'm tuning in. Oh, how beautiful.
Yes.
So is he giving you an instruction in how to heal?
Yes. He's showing me. Through the heart, my angel. Through the heart.
Through the heart, my angel, through the heart. Beautiful.
Always through the heart.
Always through the heart. Yeah. Beautiful. So the
So,
crystalline light is how he healed.
yes.
Did he actually use any crystals?
Yes. Yes. A clear crystal. Lumarian, he said Lumarian crystal.
A Mary crystal?
Lumarian.
Oh, Lumarian. Okay, Lumarian, yeah. Was it big or small or carry in its hand?
Yeah, it was like a stick, a rod, like
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Magic.
he carried it with him always.
Oh, interesting. So what happens next in your day with Jeshua? Is he
See
related to
myself
you?
walking in the streets to
He's related
a
to you?
marketplace.
Okay.
We gather vegetables and fruits to eat for dinner.
Oh, nice. And is this before the crucifixion or after the crucifixion? Do you have any idea, honey?
After the crucifixion.
After the crucifixion. Wow. Very interesting. So he's with you.
I see Mary, my grandmother.
Mary, your grandmother. So is Jeshua's grandfather then?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
See my grandmother. So, grandmother. Where is
And where's your mother?
my mother has left me.
She's left you.
Me with him, and she has left for some time.
Wow.
And she has left me in charge with my grandmother.
With your grandmother, Miriam?
Yeah, Mary.
Mary.
My grandmother.
So are you were in Israel as you were stepping into this lifetime. And so you are back in Israel, or are you somewhere else?
I see. No, we are, looks different. It's not Israel where we're at now.
Okay.
It
So
looks like I see like a doorway it is huge. It's not a temple, but it looks like a church or like an entrance to a church. Cobblestones.
mm-hmm.
And streets seem more modern.
Okay. Well, that would probably be the Roman roads, maybe
Yes.
in France. You think it's France, or
Yes.
might be
I
England?
believe it's France.
Hmm. And do you know where your mother Sarah went for a while?
My mother has left me with
That
my
much terribly.
grandfather. She has left to help others, teach others the light.
Okay, so that must be terribly painful, but at least you have your grandmother and
Yes.
your grandfather, Jeshua. I never thought of him as a grandfather. This is very important information. So just what happens later on that day as you're buying vegetables, go back to the scene, step into it and see what happens. Does anyone else know that
grandfather and my grandmother, she buys a loaf of bread and shares it with me.
No, that's beautiful.
And we sit under this tree.
Is it a tree of magic?
Our Arimathea tree, Joseph or
Tree of Joseph?
Yeah, I believe it's a tree of Joseph, Arimathea, Arimathea.
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 Oh, you might be in England, but maybe he planted a famous thorn tree. Legend has it. Do you think that could be it, or is that another tree that he planted some in France?
No, he's saying it's the same tree.
It's the same tree
Yes.
as the thorn tree?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
do see thorns, like bushes of thorns around.
yeah. Okay. And you're eating your lunch under the thorn tree that Joseph
Yeah.
planted. So do you feel that this is France, or could it possibly be England? It's rumored that the Holy Family went all around. I don't know. You said France.
It could be England.
It could be England, like maybe
Yeah.
Glastonbury, huh?
Glastonbury.
Yeah, that's because
Glastonbury.
they
Oh,
went there first. They went there. Well,
yeah.
I take that back. Mary did have her baby in Egypt, according to what I got, and then France. But I know that the early disciples went to escape to Glastonbury, so you could be under
Yes.
the
And
thorn tree.
there's the tall building looking, it's made out of stone. It
Yeah,
looks, you're like the
the,
Glastonbury doorway, that
like a
I've
tour,
seen.
T-O-R, yeah.
Yes. And I walked through there, the streets, with my grandfather and grandmother.
Wow. And tell me, what else was going on that day? It sounds like it's a very special day. Tell us more about the settlement there and the other members of the community and what your grandfather and mother were teaching you in England.
They were
in
teaching
Boston.
me the light, telling me the importance of the secret of the light, not to abuse it,
Sure. So you
to
were,
hold it sacred always.
yeah, that's wonderful. How blessed you were to have those two as grandparents. Do you know what happened to your father or his name by chance? Is he away with your mother? Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
they left to help others.
Okay. And you're about 6. So would you like to travel to a later age and in this lifetime and see what happens next?
Yes,
Say you're going to travel to the age of 10 or 11, and on the count of 3, you will be opening to a new scene in the same lifetime and be able to look around and tell me what you see and what's going on. Where are you now?
I'm in, it looks like a village,
Mm-hmm.
but it does look like England.
Oh, good. Is it a bit colder than Israel?
Yes,
And would you be able to describe what you're wearing and
I'm wearing brown, a
Mhm.
brown long
A brown long? Yeah,
clothes, yeah, and
yeah,
sandals again.
yes.
And I have like a cloak over my head
Beautiful.
to keep
And
the
what did you
cold
say
away.
your name was?
John,
John? John? That's beautiful. So what makes this day so special? Just look around and tell me what the structures look like and where you are and
castles,
castles.
big
Oh,
castles,
interesting. So
brick
there's stone structures of some sort, huh?
stones,
Mhm.
yes. I see castles and marketplace outdoors,
Mm-hmm.
many people
Mm-hmm.
selling and buying food.
And have you got a lot of the
See,
local people into the community now? Are you spreading
yes,
so-called
I do see myself on a rock
good?
away from the city, and there's people listening to me.
Oh,
And I'm talking, I'm preaching, I'm speaking, I'm spreading Father's love.
mm-hmm. How wonderful. What a privilege. What a privilege. And did
May
you
I
pray
use
him?
the bathroom, please?
Yes, please. And I'll do the same. And we'll come right back to this important time. Right here, I used mine too. So continue relaxing more and more and go back into the scene where you were sitting on the rock and you were giving teaching.
Yes.
What is the community like that you're in? If you can share more about that.
There's many people, men and women,
Mm-hmm.
young and old, children, and they're the community of the city that I'm in. And
Would you say
I'm-
it's still Glastonbury or go on? Sorry. Just keep-
yes, yes, it is Glastonbury.
And
The people are very humble, loving, simple.
are some of them of the
We
English
must
way?
be careful. We must be careful.
For sure.
There's so much danger in letting them know where we're at, where I'm at speaking.
Uh, so is this arranged through word of mouth privately, kind of?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. And how does your grandfather, Jeshua, keep himself safe? Or Miriam? Is he still there? Or
Yes, he is protected by some of the disciples.
oh,
They protect him.
is he still there in the community?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
he is there. Grandfather is there.
Wonderful to have him around. Wow.
Yes. He's with me when I'm speaking. He comes with me at times.
really.
Yes.
That's really heartening. And so, how does he look now? Could you describe him?
He has long beard.
Long beard?
Yes. He has some gray in his hair now. Huh. Grandfather, but he has the most beautiful eyes.
Is he in a spirit partly and in ascension body, or is he in full body?
He's in full body.
Very interesting. And your mother, is she also busy?
Yes, she is as well helping guide others as well and speaking to the people.
I kind of, when I said that, I was kind of referring to Mary Magdalene, but your actual mother is Sarah. So do you know if Sarah is still away or if she's there in the community?
She's still away.
Still away. So
Yes.
what part of the world do you think she may be in?
She has gone further into England. To
Further
spread,
into England.
yes,
Interesting.
to spread
Okay.
the word and the light.
And was there a little church built finally in Glastonbury?
Yes.
Tell me, how was it for you being a young man, like 11 or 12? How was it feel to speak privately like that? And what happened on that magical day? Was there some sort of healing or some sort of teaching that was important?
Yes, it's beautiful. I felt so very blessed and honored to be able to bring this message of love to those who seek it. Some brought their children that were ill, and I was able to heal them.
Right.
And Father was so proud of me.
Did he accompany you on this day or were you out on your own this day?
He was with me this day.
Oh, right. Did he also speak?
Yes.
And
Yes.
at this point, can you remember any of what he spoke about?
Love, honor, honor thyself, honor thy love, honor those around you. We are one.
Did he
Be
speak with his,
loyal to be loyal to who you are and know that there's only one within your heart. You know the truth. Always remember that.
well, so the teachings, was he involved in any of the writing of the teachings? Or was Miriam your grandmother? And did you also learn to write?
I was there when they were writing.
And
God,
were they using like papyrus, or do you remember the materials that they used?
I saw they were right. It looked like at first it would look like skin, like skins. inside of skins.
Yeah. Very well could be in England.
Yeah, it looked like the inside, like leather or something, skin.
So they would put it inside of a circular
Yes.
kind of a container that would keep out the dust and the moisture and things.
To keep, yes, to keep it fresh, to keep it
Yeah. Interesting.
clean.
So, were you tutored in writing or
Yes,
anything like that?
Jeshua, Jeshua.
Wow.
Jeshua showed me.
Okay. Were there any other grandchildren that you liked to play and learn with?
There were my other ones, but I was always with Yeshua.
So you were his the apple of his eye and the trainee, I presume.
Yes,
Mhm,
yes. My grandmother said I was the apple of his eye.
Oh, that's sweet. So with Joseph of Arimathea, he was known for coming and going and escorting people anywhere they wanted in the world by cover of the tin mine trade. So he got people everywhere. So do you think he eventually took other journeys with Mary and Jesus, Jeshua?
Yes, he did.
Mhm. Did you
Yeah.
go with them? And was it France or were there other places where Mary and Jeshua would go?
Yes,
And did you go along?
yes, there were, but we had to be very careful.
Did you go in disguise?
Yes, we
So
were.
let's go forward in this lifetime and find out what happened next when you were, say, between the ages of 15 and 20, unless there was something you wanted to add about where you went. Where did you go, by the way?
Paris. Paris.
Paris?
Yes.
Paris, yeah. Yeah, Paris. Okay. So
Paris.
Joseph took you
Yes.
across the channel and then you walked or got a cart or something, right?
We're in Paris.
Hmm. And
I see a fountain, this beautiful fountain.
wow,
Beautiful fountain.
Paris is known for being a beautiful city. So were there a lot of disciples along on this trip or just a few?
Only a few. Others were in other places.
Yes. So why Paris? Was this something to do with an important place for Mary Magdalene or Jeshua or your mother or what was going on? Just tune into the day and as you're traveling and arriving in Paris and what happens next.
Paris is a sacred place.
Yes, and I've heard that.
Sacred in the geometry of the healing of the universe. It is a light force that is within the city.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it's on some sort of ley line.
That's what I was told.
So could you feel the energy? And
Yes,
I heard
it
in
is
ancient times
vibrant and
it was dedicated to Mother Isis. Is that correct?
yes.
So what was the mission involving Paris? Was it a secret thing, or were you guys in hiding while you were there, or was it
We
a,
were in hiding,
yeah,
but we were to bring the message of the importance of the city
oh,
and to always honor it
it's the
as it
city
is
of light.
life force within the city.
It's called the City of Light. I just remembered that. That's interesting. So was there a baptism thing going on in Paris, or the water, something about the water?
Yes, I see the water. The water is very important there.
hmm
The water is sacred.
And you described a fountain like a holy well or something.
Yes, yes. Which they used for baptism there.
Ah, yeah, that's beautiful.
It's a healing water.
Sacred well, like
Yes.
to the goddess. And was it well known by the other people that were not Essenes or Jews?
Many were flocking
hmm
to come see the sacred water. Some were disapproving, others, but many came
Well, the
to the
sacred
baptism.
were always dedicated to the goddess, and so was probably originally dedicated to Isis, and then became a Magdalene site, wouldn't you imagine?
Yes.
So, how did Jeshua, um, was he openly baptizing with Mary Magdalene, or were they doing, uh, I just can't imagine being openly public in Paris where the Romans were occupying the city.
It was very difficult, but could be done.
hmm So did it travel by word of mouth with,
Word of mouth,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So what else happened that day that was of significance, and
We
how about,
needed to be careful with the Romans,
yeah,
as many were around and on guard at all times.
mhm. You were pretty much defenseless. So did he use his real name, or did he appear to be another disciple, or how did he get around that dilemma since he was still a wanted man?
He used another name.
Uh-huh. Do you recall what the other name might have been?
Dimitri? I'm hearing Dimitri.
Dimitri. Well, that's not even a disciple name that I'm familiar with, but
Dimitri.
okay, Dimitri. So what what else happened on this trip, and who else was along of any significance, and what else happened? I'm imagining people being healed and so on, huh?
Yes, it was Jeshua, myself, Mary,
Wow.
3 other disciples.
Can you tell us any names that come to mind? Whatever comes to mind is probably right.
Josiah,
Josiah, okay.
I heard Abraham,
Abraham. hmm
Joseph.
Joseph. hmm And what was the method of transportation in those days? And did you continue on further south to,
He
uh,
looked like one of those carts with big wheels.
mhm.
where you carry hay
Mhm.
for the animals.
Was it a donkey or was it a horse or
It
a
was a donkey.
donkey? Yeah. It's pretty hard work for a donkey to make it all that way through Brittany and all the way into Paris. And it must have been exhausting walking like that too. Were there
Yes.
were there any other women besides Mary Magdalene? And would she have been sort of elderly at this point or getting up there? I know
We,
people had,
we rode on the
you
on
rode,
the on the
yeah.
cart. Yes.
Oh, the cart. Well, that's easier, yeah. And you were how old when you made this journey? About
16.
16. Wow. So where did you go next after Paris? I imagine you couldn't stay long in any one place without fear of the Romans,
Yes.
especially in a major city like that.
Move quickly by night.
Yeah, move by night. So when did you get any sleep?
We slept when we could.
Yeah. Mhm. Were there inns along the way that would accommodate people, travelers?
Yes.
And was there contact with the Ezine communities elsewhere through travelers, word of mouth, secret word?
Yes. The
You know,
disciples would get information from those who could help us
great.
to move around quickly without being noticed.
Hmm. And you had to travel by night a lot, but thank goodness for the Roman roads because they were pretty easy to ride on compared to the the back roads that were all mud and you could get stuck.
Yes.
Yeah. So did you go someplace else besides Paris in this French journey? The Gaul, as they called it back then. Just take your time and look around and see what's happening now. Sounds like that baptism and healing font was really a beautiful experience.
Yes. Somewhere by the ocean.
Oh, you're by the ocean now. Are you in the south of France by chance, do you think? Or the north or
There's it looks like a fishing village, like
Mhm.
fishermen there.
Sure.
Any fishermen, and I see a lot of beautiful flowers like bougainvillea on on the hillsides.
Hmm. So do you think it's south of France or do you think it's anywhere else in France or anywhere else?
Oh, I think it's Greece.
Greece, wow.
Oh my
Way to
gosh.
Greece.
I see the white buildings.
Oh,
White, the
oh yeah. Yeah,
they
okay.
have changed now. They have changed. It's white. The water is so blue and beautiful.
I imagine it was
Uh,
quite hilly there.
and the buildings are white, really beautiful,
Wow.
with red brick, lots of beautiful flowers. But you can see that crystal beautiful water.
Water. Oh, that sounds like really heavenly.
And fishermen, a lot of fishermen
So you're eating a lot of fish these days, are you?
Yes. I need to use
And
the
is there a
bathroom again.
is there a settlement in Greece that you are landing in?
Can I use the bathroom first?
Sure.
Sorry. Oh my God.
So I'm sending some healing along for you too. So you're in Greece now, and you're looking at all the white buildings and the flowers, and you're on the coast, and the ocean is just breathtaking. Tell me more about what happens next and what you're doing there.
We walked along it was cobblestone as well,
Mm-hmm.
the road. And we walked to several small cities.
Interesting. Do you
And
get a name for any of these cities?
Santorini.
Oh, you're on an island of Santorini. Well, that would make sense. Did you come by boat then with Joseph picking you up someplace?
It was a fisherman's boat.
Oh, a fisherman's boat. Okay, great. Well, Joseph would have been pretty old by then. He might not have been around. I know he was around during Mary's lifetime, but he was quite old when things happened and unfolded in the Israel way. So, about how old would you place yourself to be now?
I was older. I was 20.
20? Uh-huh.
Yes.
And you came by a fisherman's boat, and you're now in Greece, Santorini to be particularly
It's so beautiful.
on the map. Santorini was that would be a hub for trade, and it was a Greek island, right?
Yes.
Sounds like a perfect place to be. Were there other disciples or apostles there?
Yes, there was two that were there already. And
Know their names?
Simon?
Simon Peter, perhaps, huh?
Yes. And they were there, and they had established a community there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So
would have.
we went, yes, went there and helped.
Was
bring them-
Jeshua with you at this time?
No,
He was not.
Yeshua
What
was
happened?
not with me.
What
I was,
happened to Jeshua?
he stayed back.
Because I know Peter felt that Jeshua um, had ascended and left for heaven, and I also got that Paul took that idea over. So these were more like Simon Peter, the one that was unfriendly toward Miriam's teaching. Had they more or less become friends, or they obviously welcomed you, so that's good.
Yes, they were welcome. I
Good.
went there for some time.
Oh, okay. So did you go through some more training with them and speaking and
Ye-
sort of?
Yes, I helped with their teaching.
And where was Miriam at this time? Your grandmother?
She was back with my grandfather.
Okay. Do you know if they were in France together or if they were in
Yes,
England? France, okay. So she was within her own community.
yes,
And then were you picked up somehow by other disciples and traveled forth? Is that what happened?
yes,
Hmm. I imagine your grandmother would have been getting up in years, perhaps.
yes. They
But
were too old to travel.
yeah, that makes sense because once you get into your 50s or 60s by
It
those
was too
standards, yeah,
difficult.
yeah. Well, the primitive travel too. So,
And they asked me to go.
well, that's wonderful. So I take it that you were Jeshua's protege then, more or less. You were one of his
Hmm.
grandchildren that were able to gain the most from his teachings.
He said,
So
a young apprentice.
a young apprentice, that's right. So were you psychically gifted in that lifetime? Hmm. And when you were in this community in Santorini, describe your activities with the group of what we would now maybe call early Christians, but that's not what they called them, would be Essenes still probably. But what were the people doing, and were they allowing women to speak at this time still, or was it mostly a man's world now?
Mostly men, but
Mhm.
there were, I could see the books were, there was lots of books, and I could see the writing. To write was different. It was more modern,
Mhm.
and it was beautiful. The writing was beautiful, and in books.
So this was a kind of a writing center for
Yeah, like
passing along the word. And
yeah,
it was also a teaching center and an educational center, I would say too, as well as a worship
yeah,
community, right?
yes.
What I'm getting. And tell me, was the language mostly in Greek, or were they using Aramaic, Hebrew, Coptic, other languages as well?
Two main languages.
2 languages. Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe one was Greek, probably, huh?
Yes, one Greek. Aramaic.
Aramaic, yeah. Aramaic,
Yes.
yeah. So that would be making sense. That was the common language of the Jews. And so were you taught in the school how to write Greek and
Yes.
read it as well as Aramaic?
Yes.
Mhm. Did you eventually then, John, become a writer?
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
think you wrote the Gospel of John, perhaps?
Yes.
So John was not the same John as the beloved disciple, perhaps. Maybe it was you that was the beloved disciple. Or maybe there was another John writing.
I am the John disciple.
Mhm. Well, there were others mentioned as his followers at that time, but I think John was at the foot of the cross and he would have been much older and might have passed away by this time. But it's possible that he wrote things and then you translated. Is that what happened, or what are you getting on that?
I am John the writer.
John the writer, yeah. So that's very profound. This is where I was going with it because I was getting a download that you were a writer and you contributed a significant amount. So you are the one that wrote in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was made flesh.
Yes. That is I.
Okay. Wow. And these were teachings that Jeshua gave you. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it might have been worked through other I feel that there were other contributors to this too, that refiners and so on, and possibly the other disciple.
There.
Yeah. So as you continue your ministry, do you stay here most of your life then, or what happens later on in life? And how many gospels have you written and versions of these gospels have been written, and how is it received throughout the ancient world in that time?
I have written several gospels.
Yes. So was there only one book of Revelation, or did you were the writer, or was there some other John that was the writer?
There was other versions, but I was the writer.
Hmm. I've heard that there were 3 different versions and only the one version made it in. But that was much later. So tell me what your daily life is like in that era when you're living in the community there.
Life was beautiful.
Hmm. And you were living by the sea
Yes,
and
much more
teaching.
peaceful.
Yeah.
Teaching,
Yeah.
reading,
I feel
writing.
that I'm hearing that there was an endowment of money that was being sent. And it was something about Joseph's of Arimathea's legacy. Is that correct?
Yes.
And there were other rich patrons that were believers and throughout the Mediterranean Sea. And I bet the Santorini agreed with you a lot more than cold old England, right?
Yes, much so. I did enjoy my life there. It was
Pardon me?
much more peaceful and
Yeah,
more welcoming.
yeah.
The weather was beautiful.
As John, did you ever remember taking any hallucinogenic plants for visions or anything?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Was it an enhancement of your already God-given abilities for visions, or?
It was to help bring enlightenment.
Because I heard they grew a lot of poppies down there in the Mediterranean Sea, and it is said that John the Beloved, which would have been you, would have been consuming some poppies in order to relax and enhance his visions. I had just wondered if that was true. I would imagine that was used as a medicinal quite frequently for pain too.
It was used as medicine to help others with ailments.
Right. So, what was the diet like and the clothing and the routine? Describe a day if you could.
The clothing was a lot, not as heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone usually wore white because it
Mhm.
was helpful to keep cool.
Did you have ritual bathing or baptisms and things like that?
Yes.
And what were the lodgings like?
Our homes were cool in what looks like it's not adobe, but it's
White, yeah.
it's white.
Yeah. And did you ever marry in this lifetime?
I did not marry, but I had a partner,
You had what?
a beautiful partner, a woman.
A beautiful partner. Good.
Yes.
So that you
Compan-
did have, yeah, you have companionship.
Yes.
Hmm.
And we had children.
Oh, you did have children. So you did have kind of a marriage, but it wasn't a formal one. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Were there any other significant people that came to visit the community there? Disciples or any other days that stand out in your mind as very happy and significant?
Disciples would come and go. They would come and visit, stay a while.
Did you take your meals in common or did you eat at various homes? I mean, just in your own home type thing.
We would do both, eat at
And
home and
they're
also
farmers.
as yes, out in the fields as we
I think there was a lot of fish in the diet though, wasn't there?
yes,
And olives, olive oil, that kind of thing.
fruits.
And you were relatively undisturbed. And did the Romans ever find out about this or not suspect at all?
No, we were well hidden,
Wow, that's a
very
miracle.
peaceful,
Mhm.
very peaceful. Life was good there.
So we've covered a lot of information that's really hidden and really important today. And I'd like you to go to almost near your death in this lifetime. And if you can, as you're looking back, tell me how you would maybe summarize your lifetime and its importance to you as you're looking back, maybe from the spirit plane. You don't have to go through the death process. If you want to tell me what may have happened that day, that's fine, but maybe you and Jeshua are together again, and maybe both of you are on the other side now. I don't know. But tell me what stands out the most to you about this outstanding life.
Stands out is the teaching,
Yes,
learning from my grandfather, who was most loving. That
learning
was
from
so
Jeshua and Mary.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, and Mary.
And I
Learn
suppose healing would have been quite
and the
learned.
healing, being able to bring this to many.
And the
was-
library, there must have been some sort of collection of books or a scroll room or something. Huh?
Yes. And writing about it,
Yeah.
writing about it.
Would you be able
Help
to
others.
call more after the session and write that down too, as you go, get into the descriptions of the various gospels and various disciples, and whatever else comes to you is perfectly valid if you could elaborate later. And what is the summation of this lifetime? It's very important lifetime, totally hidden, obscured by time and history and those that didn't want this told.
I was told this lifetime I was hidden for now, for this time and place, this time we are experiencing now. I was told that I would bring much healing and love to this world with my words of the truth. That was my mission, my path.
So I'm going back to the tree, and I think the tree with Jeshua stands for the family tree. Would you say?
Yes.
And that's the tree of life, which is revered in the ancient Jewish teachings known as Kabbalah. So he was teaching you a lot of sacred geometry and the hidden ways that he had studied. And before we close this lifetime and this session, I have one question, and I don't know if you can answer it now, but did you perceive that Jeshua was able to go back to India at all during his sojourns after the crucifixion? Did you hear anything about that kind of thing?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. That's fine. Just wondered. Okay. So this session feels complete, but if you'd like to move to another past life, we can. But I think there's more yet to be revealed in another session with this past life. Do you feel that?
Yes.
What do you feel you want to do?
Another session would be good.
Another session exploring this lifetime.
Yes.
Yeah. And would you like to move to a new past life, or would you like to conclude for now?
Conclude for now.
I'm feeling that there's a completion in this because there's a huge amount of downloadable information. Not all in a PDF format. Joking. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to bring you up, and I'm going to go have you focus in on your toes now and your body and move around a little bit and know that you're going through the door of time, back through the fog bank and onto the beach. And you're at your staircase now, and at the count of 10, you're going up into full awareness. So just grab the railing of your staircase and leave the beach of time for now, and grab your railing with your right or left hand and steady yourself as you come up. 1, take a deep breath in. 2, 3, exhale, inhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And fully awake, open your eyes, take a deep breath, feeling fully awake, refreshed, and perfectly divinely attuned in every way. You are now awake and allowed to speak freely about your experiences, and I will stop the recording, but we'll continue to chat a bit.
Oh, I think I need some water.
Yeah, you better get some water.